Have you ever wondered what happens after you drop a letter in that big blue box? It's a journey that seems simple, but it's actually an incredible high-tech adventure that crisscrosses the country. Let's follow a single letter from a quiet suburban mailbox all the way to its destination. Our story begins at dawn on a peaceful American street. The world is just waking up, and a lone mailbox stands guard. This is where it all starts. A simple white envelope, sealed and stamped, is placed inside. For now, it just sits there, waiting. Then, we hear it, the familiar rumble of the USPS truck. A friendly mail carrier opens the box, scoops up our letter along with dozens of others, and just like that, its journey has officially begun. The truck doesn't just go to the post office. It heads to a massive, bustling facility called a processing and distribution center. Think of it as Grand Central Station for mail. Inside, it's a whirlwind of activity, a symphony of machines. Our letter is dumped onto a conveyor belt with thousands of its companions, starting the first step of its automated sorting. First up is the culling process. This is where letters are separated from packages and oddly shaped mail. Our standard envelope sails through, continuing on its conveyor belt ride. Next, it enters a machine that looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. The Advanced Facer Canceller System, or AFCS for short. This machine is a genius. It zips letters along at incredible speeds, using optical scanners to find the stamp. Once it finds it, a postmark is applied, canceling the stamp so it can't be used again. This machine also flips every letter, so it's facing the same direction, ready for the next step. Now, our letter is ready to be read. It shoots into another incredible machine, the delivery barcode sorter. This machine reads the address on the envelope. Sophisticated optical character recognition, or OCR technology, scans the handwriting or typed address. In a split second, it identifies the city, state, and zip code. Based on this information, the machine sprays a unique fluorescent barcode onto the bottom of the envelope. This barcode is the letter's new identity, its personal GPS for the rest of its trip. It contains all the information needed to guide it to its exact delivery route, right down to the specific order it will be delivered in. From here, the sorted letters are bundled into trays based on their destination. Letters going across the country are loaded onto trucks, and then often onto airplanes. Our letter, let's say it's going from California to New York, is now it's loaded into the cargo hold of a commercial flight, flying at 30,000 feet while we sleep. It's a vast, unseen network of logistics that works 24/7. Upon landing in New York, our letter is taken to another local processing and distribution center. The process begins again, but this time, it's about refining the sort. The barcode it received back in California is scanned again. This time, the machines are sorting mail not just by city or zip code, but by the specific mail carrier's route. Imagine a single mail carrier might deliver to hundreds of homes. This machine sorts all the letters for that route into the exact order the carrier will walk it. House number 1, then number 2, then number 3, and so on. This level of precision is what allows carriers to be so efficient. Our letter is now in its final tray, perfectly sequenced. The sun is rising again, this time on the East Coast. Another mail carrier loads their truck, and in that stack of mail is our little white envelope. It has traveled thousands of miles, been sorted by multiple high-speed machines, flown on a plane, and been organized down to the exact house. The mail truck pulls onto a familiar-looking street, much like the one where our story began. The carrier walks up to a front door and slides the letter through the mail slot. And there it is. The journey is complete. From one hand to another, across a continent, thanks to an amazing blend of dedicated people and mind-boggling technology. The United States Postal Service processes hundreds of millions of pieces of mail every single day. Each one goes on a similar journey. It's a system that connects us all. A quiet, reliable force that keeps our country running. The next time you mail a letter, take a moment to appreciate the incredible, unseen journey it's about to take. It's so much more than just a stamp and an envelope. Thanks so much for watching this journey with me. If you found this interesting, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more behind the scenes looks at the world around us. See you next time. Picture this. It's the 18th century in America. Forget about smartphones, emails, or even paved highways. The world is connected by dirt roads, the rhythm of horse hooves, and the slow, deliberate journey of a handwritten letter. This was the era that forged the American postal system, a network built on patience, trust, and a whole lot of horsepower. Before the Revolution, mail was a colonial affair, largely mirroring the British system. It was slow and often unreliable. A letter from Boston to Philadelphia could take weeks, its journey fraught with peril, bad weather, muddy roads that swallowed wagon wheels, and even the occasional highwaymen were all part of the risk. But as the whispers of independence grew louder, the need for a secure and independent way to communicate became critical. Enter Benjamin Franklin. In 1775, the Second Continental Congress appointed him as the first Postmaster General. This wasn't his first rodeo. He'd already spent years improving the colonial mail system. Franklin was a genius of efficiency. He personally traveled thousands of miles, charting out shorter, more direct postal routes. He mandated that postriders travel both day and night, swapping out tired horses at relay stations set up along the way. This simple change dramatically slashed delivery times. Suddenly, news, ideas, and revolutionary fervor could travel faster than ever before. So, what was it like to actually send a letter back then? First, you needed paper, ink, and a quill. You'd write your message, carefully fold the paper to create its own envelope, and then seal it with a drop of hot wax, often impressed with a personal seal to prove it hadn't been opened. There were no adhesive stamps yet. Instead, postage was paid by the recipient, not the sender. And the cost, it wasn't cheap. It was based on the number of sheets of paper and the distance the letter had to travel. A single sheet letter going a short distance might cost 6 cents, but a thicker letter traveling hundreds of miles could cost over 25 cents, a significant sum when a skilled laborer might only earn $1 a day. This cost structure meant that mail was a luxury for many. Businessmen, lawyers, and politicians were the primary users. They sent contracts, legal documents, and vital correspondence. They kept the wheels of commerce and government turning. For the average person, sending a letter was a rare and special occasion. But when they did, it carried immense weight. These letters were filled with news of births, deaths, and marriages, the fundamental events of life shared across great distances. The heart of this entire network was the local post office. These weren't grand, dedicated buildings like we see today. More often than not, the post office was just a corner in a tavern, a general store, or even the postmaster's own home. The postmaster was a pillar of the community, a trusted figure who handled the mail, sold newspapers, and served as a hub for local gossip and information. Imagine walking into one of these establishments. The air smells of wood smoke, ale, and ink. You see a notice board tacked with public announcements and letters waiting to be claimed. People would gather, not just to pick up mail, but to catch up on the latest news. Newspapers were a vital part of the postal system. Printers could mail their papers to subscribers at a very low rate, a policy designed to encourage an informed citizenry. When the postrider arrived, it was an event. People would cluster around as the postmaster sorted through the leather satchel, calling out names. The anticipation was palpable. Was there a letter from a loved one serving in the army? News from family who had moved west? A newspaper carrying headlines from the capital? The postriders themselves were the unsung heroes of this era. These were hardy, resilient individuals, often young men, who braved treacherous conditions to deliver the mail. They faced blistering heat, freezing winters, and flooded rivers. Their schedules were grueling, demanding they ride for hours on end in all weather. They weren't just mail carriers, they were the threads connecting a scattered collection of towns and settlements into a cohesive nation. Their arrival was a lifeline, bringing news from the outside world and breaking the profound isolation of rural life. The system wasn't perfect, of course. Privacy was a major concern. Without sealed envelopes, it was tempting for a curious postmaster to unfold and read a letter. While officially forbidden, it certainly happened. And mail could still get lost. A shipwreck, a horse going lame, or a simple mistake could mean a letter never reached its destination. People understood this and would often send important messages in duplicate via different routes, hoping at least one would make it through. As the 18th century gave way to the 19th, the postal system continued to evolve. Steamboats and railroads began to supplement and eventually replace the horse, speeding up delivery even more. Postage rates gradually decreased, And in the 1840s, the introduction of the prepaid postage stamp revolutionized the system, shifting the cost to the sender and making mail more accessible to everyone. But the foundation was laid in the 18th century. It was a system born of necessity and shaped by visionaries like Franklin. It did more than just move paper from one place to another. It connected families, fueled commerce, and spread the revolutionary ideas that built a nation. It turned a collection of disparate colonies into the United States of America, one dusty road and one handwritten letter at a time. The next time you instantly send a text or an email, take a moment to remember the incredible journey of its end. Journey that took days or weeks, carried on horseback by a determined rider, and delivered into the waiting hands of someone who truly understood the precious value of a connection. Thanks for watching. And if you enjoyed this trip back in time, be sure to like and subscribe for more stories from history. Have you ever wondered what it was like to send a letter 200 years ago? Today, we take a journey back in time to the very beginnings of the American postal system, a network that stitched a young, sprawling nation together. Our story starts not with an email or a text, but with a piece of paper, a quill, and a pot of ink. Imagine a clerk in the early 1800s, sitting in a dimly lit room inside one of those grand, old government buildings, maybe in Philadelphia or Washington, D.C. These weren't just offices. They were the nerve centers of a growing country. The clerk's hand moves with practiced speed, dipping the quill and carefully writing a name and a destination on a folded letter. There were no envelopes back then. A letter was its own container, sealed with a drop of wax. These early postal documents are fascinating artifacts. They weren't just letters between loved ones. They were business contracts, government orders, and news from distant frontiers. Each one tells a story, not just in its words, but in its very physical form. The paper might be brittle, the ink faded, but the handwriting speaks volumes. You can see the urgency in a hastily scrawled note, or the formality in the elegant script of a government official. The job of these clerks was incredibly important. They were the original search engines, the human GPS of their time. They had to know the names of towns, the network of post roads, and the schedules of the mail carriers. A single mistake in deciphering a name or a route could mean a letter would be lost forever, or delayed for weeks, even months. Think about the mental map they had to carry in their heads. There were no zip codes, no standardized addresses. A letter might be addressed to Mr. John Smith, near the old oak tree, Richmond. It was the clerk's job to figure out the rest. And the routes. We're not talking about highways and cargo planes. We're talking about post riders on horseback, braving treacherous weather, muddy roads, and the constant threat of highwaymen. They were the arteries of the nation, carrying the lifeblood of information from one settlement to another. A letter traveling from Boston to Savannah could take weeks. The rider would carry a locked mailbag, or portmanteau, and race from one post office to the next, often riding through the night. These post offices were more than just places to drop off mail. They were community hubs. People would gather to wait for the mail rider, eager for news from the capital, or a letter from family members who had moved west. The postmaster was a respected figure, a keeper of secrets, and a purveyor of news. He'd read newspaper headlines aloud to the illiterate, and his office often doubled as a general store or a tavern. It was the social network of the 19th century. Let's look closer at one of these postal documents. Here we see a waybill. It's essentially a logbook for the mail. The clerk at the Orgeum post office would list every single letter being sent out on a particular route. It would note the destination, the postage paid, and any special instructions. When the mailbag arrived at the next station, the postmaster there would check the contents against the waybill, ensuring nothing was lost. It was a meticulous system of checks and balances, all done by hand. The cost of postage was also very different. It wasn't based on weight alone, but on the number of sheets of paper and the distance the letter had to travel. And often, it was the recipient, not the sender, who paid the postage upon delivery. Can you imagine? You'd get a letter, and then have to pay the post rider before you could even open it. This is why people tried to cram as much information onto a single sheet as possible, often writing in one direction, then turning the paper 90 degrees and writing over the top of the first lines. This was called cross-writing. A clever way to save money. These old government buildings that housed the first post offices are monuments to this era. If you ever visit cities like Philadelphia, Boston, or Charleston, you can still see some of them. Walking past their stone facades, You can almost hear the scratch of quill on paper, the thud of a wax seal, and the distant hoofbeats of a postwriter galloping into town. They are silent witnesses to a time when communication was a physical, tangible, and often heroic act. The evolution of the postal system mirrors the growth of the United States itself. As the nation expanded westward, the Postal Service followed, creating new routes, building new post offices, and connecting pioneers on the frontier with the established cities of the East. The Pony Express, though short-lived, is a legendary example of this drive to conquer distance and time. Young riders risked everything to carry mail across the continent in just 10 days. An incredible feat for the time. From these humble beginnings, with clerks painstakingly writing out names and routes, the system grew. The introduction of the postage stamp in 1847 revolutionized everything. Now, the sender could prepay the postage, simplifying the entire process. Standardized rates, envelopes, and eventually, zip codes. All built upon the foundation laid by these early pioneers of postage. So, the next time you drop a letter in a mailbox, or even just send an email, take a moment to appreciate the journey. Think of the clerk with his quill, the rider on his horse, and the network of people who dedicated their lives to ensuring that a simple piece of paper could cross a vast continent and connect one human being to another. It's a powerful legacy, written in faded ink on old documents, and preserved in the stone of those magnificent old government buildings. The story of the mail is the story of America. Thanks for joining me on this historical journey. If you enjoyed this look into the past, be sure to like this video and subscribe for more stories hidden in history. See you next time. Have you ever wondered what happens after you drop a letter in that iconic blue mailbox? It's not magic. It's a mind-bogglingly complex and high-tech journey. Today, we're going behind the scenes to explore the massive, humming heart of the United States Postal Service, the sorting facility. Picture a building the size of several football fields, filled with a maze of conveyor belts stretching for miles. This is where your letter, along with hundreds of millions of others, begins its incredible race against time. It's a symphony of organized chaos, a 24/7 operation that never sleeps. The moment your envelope arrives, it's dumped onto a primary conveyor belt, joining a river of mail. The first stop is a machine called the Advanced Facer Canceller System, or AFCS. For short, this beast can process over 30,000 pieces of mail an hour. Its first job is to face the mail, which means making sure every single envelope is oriented the same way. Address side up, stamp in the top right corner. It uses optical scanners to find the stamp, or more specifically, the special phosphorescent ink on it. Once it finds the stamp, it cancels it with a postmark, so it can't be used again. But what about letters with messy handwriting or unusual addresses? This is where the human element and some incredible technology come together. The AFCS is smart, but it's not perfect. Any letter it can't read gets diverted to a special imaging system. A high-resolution picture is taken of the address and sent digitally to a remote encoding center. These centers can be hundreds of miles away. There, a data entry clerk looks at the image and types in the correct address information, all in a matter of seconds. This data is then sent back to the original sorting facility, linked to that specific letter, and a new barcode is printed on the back. This whole process happens so fast, the letter barely misses a beat on its journey. It's a perfect blend of human intelligence and machine efficiency. Now, with a barcode on every piece of mail, the real sorting begins. This is where the Delivery Barcode Sorter, or DBCs, takes over. Think of it as the grand central station for your mail. As letters fly through this machine at incredible speeds, a scanner reads the barcode. This barcode contains everything the system needs to know. The state, the city, the zip code, the street, and even the exact delivery sequence for the mail carrier's route. Imagine a single machine with hundreds of different bins, each one representing a specific mail route or destination. The DBCS reads the barcode and, using a series of tiny mechanical diverters, shoots the letter into the correct bin. It's like a high-speed game of pinball, but with perfect accuracy. These machines are the workhorses of the USPS, sorting tens of thousands of letters per hour, ensuring your birthday card from grandma ends up in the right mailbag for the right carrier. This process is repeated over and over. A letter might go through several sorting facilities on its journey across the country. First, it's sorted at a local facility to be sent to the right region. Then, it flies or is trucked to a larger regional hub. Larger, more powerful conveyor belts carry boxes of all shapes and sizes. Every single day, the USPS processes and delivers nearly 500 million pieces of mail. That's enough to circle the globe multiple times. It's a logistical feat that has been refined for over 2 centuries, constantly evolving with new technology. The next time you mail a letter, take a moment to appreciate the journey it's about to embark on. It's not just a piece of paper in an envelope. It's a tiny traveler in one of the most efficient and complex delivery systems ever created. From the moment it leaves your hand, it's scanned, sorted, and routed by a series of incredible machines and dedicated workers, all to ensure it reaches its destination safely and on time. It's a daily marvel of engineering and human effort happening just out of sight. So, while it might seem simple, the journey of your mail is anything but. It's a testament to ingenuity in a system that connects us all, one letter and one package at a time. Thanks for watching this deep dive into the world of mail sorting. If you found this as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more behind-the-scenes explorations. See you in the next video. Have you ever wondered what happens after you drop a letter into a mailbox? How does a simple piece of paper travel hundreds or even thousands of miles to reach its destination? Today, we're going on an incredible journey, following the path of our mail as it crisscrosses the vast landscape of the United States. It's a story of logistics, dedication, and a network that never sleeps. Let's start with that letter you just sent. Once collected, it's taken to a local post office. Here, it gets its first taste of automation. A machine reads the address and prints a special barcode on the envelope. This barcode is like a passport for your letter, telling every machine and every person along the way exactly where it needs to go. This initial sorting is crucial, separating local mail from mail that's destined for another city, another state, or even another coast. Our letter is headed far away, so it's bundled with other long-distance mail and loaded onto a truck. This isn't just any truck. It's a key player in a massive, nationwide transportation puzzle. The destination for this first leg of the journey is a major processing and distribution center. Think of it as a massive airport hub, but for mail. These centers are strategically located across the country. Massive warehouses humming with activity 24/7. Inside, it's a spectacle of speed and precision. A complex web of conveyor belts, scanners, and sorting machines moves with a symphony of whirs and clicks. Your letter zips along these belts, getting scanned at multiple points. The barcode we talked about earlier is now the star of the show. Advanced optical character readers scan the address and the barcode, directing the letter down the right chute into the right bin, destined for the right truck. This high-tech sorting process can handle hundreds of thousands of pieces of mail per hour. It's a place where human hands rarely touch the mail until the final stage. Now, sorted and bundled with mail going to the same region. Our letter is ready for the longest part of its journey. It's loaded onto a long-haul truck, often a massive semi-trailer, emblazoned with the familiar Postal Service eagle. These trucks are the workhorses of the mail system, the arteries that keep the entire network alive. The drivers behind the wheel are unsung heroes, navigating the nation's highways day and night, in all kinds of weather. Imagine our truck pulling out of a processing center in, say, Chicago, with a full load of mail bound for the West Coast. The driver has a strict schedule to keep. Mail delivery is all about deadlines. The journey ahead is a long one, stretching across the plains of Nebraska, over the Rocky Mountains of Colorado and Utah, and through the deserts of Nevada. The scenery changes dramatically, from cityscapes to endless fields of corn, from winding mountain passes to straight, sun-baked desert highways. As night falls, the journey doesn't necessarily stop. The U.S. Postal Service often uses team drivers for these long-haul routes. This means, while one person drives, the other rests in a sleeper cab in the back of the truck. They can cover enormous distances without long stops, swapping places every few hours. This ensures the mail keeps moving, relentlessly, towards its destination. It's a non-stop relay race against time. However, not all routes are run by teams. Sometimes, a solo driver is behind the wheel. Federal regulations are very strict about how long a driver can be on the road without taking a break. Safety is paramount. So, what happens then? The truck pulls into a designated truck stop for an overnight rest. These truck stops are little cities unto themselves. They're a vital part of America's shipping infrastructure. Here, amidst rows and rows of idling giants, our mail-carrying truck finds a spot. The driver shuts down the engine for a mandatory rest period. While the driver is sleeping, eating, or just stretching their legs, your letter is sitting securely in the locked trailer, waiting. It's a quiet pause in a journey of constant motion. The truck might be still, but it's still on its mission. A temporary stop in a much larger logistical chain. The next morning, before the sun is even up, the driver is back on the road. The engine roars to life, and the journey continues. The truck might make several more stops along the way, but not to deliver individual letters. It might drop off certain containers of mail at other regional sorting facilities, a process called zone dropping. This helps streamline the final delivery stage. After a journey that might have taken 2 or 3 days and covered over 2,000 miles, our truck finally arrives at its destination, another massive processing and distribution center. Perhaps in Los Angeles, the trailer doors are opened and the mail is unloaded. Once again, it enters the world of high-speed conveyor belts and scanners. But this time, the sorting is different. It's more localized. The machines are now sorting the mail not just by city, but by specific zip code, and even by individual mail carrier routes. Our letter, which traveled across the country in a large bin, is now being sorted into a much smaller tray, a tray that belongs to the exact mail carrier who will deliver it. From this massive center, the mail trays are transported to smaller, local post offices. This is the last stop before the final mile. Early in the morning, mail carriers arrive to sort the mail for their specific route. They arrange the letters and packages in the order they will be delivered, a manual process that requires incredible memory and attention to detail. Finally, our letter is placed in the hands of a mail carrier. It's loaded into their delivery vehicle, and they head out on their route. Whether it's a dense urban neighborhood, a sprawling suburban community, or a remote rural road, the carrier ensures every piece of mail gets to its rightful mailbox. And then, it happens. The moment of arrival, the mail carrier opens your mailbox and slides the letter inside. A journey that involved multiple sorting facilities, advanced technology, long-haul trucks, dedicated drivers, and a cross-country trek ends with a simple, quiet delivery. The next time you send or receive a letter, take a moment to appreciate the incredible, unseen journey it has taken. It's a testament to a system that connects us all, a complex dance of technology and human effort that happens every single day. From a simple mailbox drop to a cross-country adventure on the open road, the journey of your mail is one of America's great, unsung stories. Thanks for watching and joining us on this trip across the country. If you found this journey as fascinating as I did, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the systems that make our world work. See you next time. Have you ever found yourself in a room where the only light comes from a screen? A room where the loudest sound is the hum of a computer, and time seems to slow down to a crawl? This is a story about those quiet hours, the ones that happen after the sun has set and the rest of the world has gone to sleep. It's about the silent ballet of data, the slow deliberate change of a status update, and the unique peace that can only be found in an office late at night. For many of us, the workday is a whirlwind of activity. Meetings, emails, phone calls, deadlines. It's a constant rush, a race against the clock. But then, there's the other side of the coin. The night shift. The late night project. The moment when the frantic energy of the day dissipates, leaving behind a profound stillness. This is when the real focus begins. Imagine this scene. A logistics control center. The walls are lined with massive screens, each displaying a complex web of maps, charts, and scrolling text. During the day, this place would be buzzing, a hive of coordinated chaos. But now, it's just you. You and the screens. Each dot of light represents a truck on a highway, a ship on the ocean, a plane in the sky. Your job is to watch, to wait, to ensure that each one of those dots reaches its destination safely and on time. You're not just watching dots though, you're watching stories unfold. A shipment of medical supplies making its way to a remote hospital. A container of fresh produce heading to a city just waking up. A package, a gift from one person to another, crossing continents. You are the unseen guardian of these journeys. Your focus is the invisible thread that connects it all together. Hours can pass like minutes. You're so absorbed in the flow of information that you barely notice the world outside. Your coffee grows cold. The city lights begin to dim. But on your screen, a status update changes. A package has arrived. A truck has completed its route. A tiny green notification pops up. Delivered in that moment, there's a quiet sense of satisfaction. A small victory in the vast, silent night. It's a feeling that only those who have been there can truly understand. It's not about glory or recognition. It's about the quiet pride of a job well done. This experience isn't limited to logistics. Think of the software developer, deep in a state of flow, chasing a stubborn bug through thousands of lines of code. The office is empty. The keyboards are silent, except for theirs. The problem feels like an intricate puzzle, and with each passing hour, they get closer to the solution. The rest of the world is asleep, but they're wide awake, their mind firing on all cylinders. The logic unfolds, the pieces click into place, and then, that moment of breakthrough, the code compiles. The program runs. The bug is gone. In the quiet solitude of the night, they've created something, fixed something, made something better. Or consider the animator painstakingly adjusting a single frame. A slight tilt of the head, a subtle change in expression. To an outsider, it might look like nothing is happening. The screen barely changes. But the animator sees the entire story in that one frame. They are breathing life into a character, one tiny movement at a time. The night provides the uninterrupted canvas they need. No distractions, no interruptions, just the artist and their creation, moving together in a slow, deliberate dance until the character on the screen feels alive. There's a unique kind of camaraderie among those who work the night shift. It's an unspoken bond, a nod exchanged with the security guard making their rounds, a shared moment of silence with the cleaning crew. You are all part of a secret club, the guardians of the quiet hours. You see the building in a way that the daytime crowd never will. You know its secret sounds, the way the air conditioning kicks in at 2 a.m., the echo of your own footsteps in the long, empty hallways. The office at night is a different world. The harsh fluorescent lights are off, replaced by the soft, personal glow of a desk lamp. The open-plan workspace, so full of noise and movement during the day, becomes a vast, quiet landscape. Desks are frozen in time, with half-empty mugs and forgotten sweaters telling the stories of the people who will return in the morning. But for now, it's your space, a sanctuary for thought and concentration. This solitude allows for a different kind of thinking. Without the constant interruptions of the day, your mind is free to wander, to connect ideas in new and unexpected ways. It's in these quiet moments that some of the best ideas are born. The solution to a problem that seemed impossible during the day suddenly becomes clear. A new creative direction emerges from the stillness. The night strips away the non-essential, leaving only what truly matters. Let's go back to the tracking screen. It's 3 a.m. The status updates are changing even more slowly now. Most of the deliveries for the day are complete. The red dots are turning to green. The map is becoming clearer. There's a sense of winding down, of a cycle coming to an end. You take a moment to stand up, to stretch, to walk over to the window. Outside, the city is a tapestry of light against the dark sky. A few cars pass by, their headlights cutting through the darkness. You wonder who else is awake at this hour. The baker, preparing for the morning rush. The emergency room doctor, the radio host talking to a lonely listener. You are all connected, part of the invisible machinery that keeps the world running while it sleeps. It's a strange and beautiful feeling to be both a part of the world and separate from it. To be watching over it from a quiet, dimly lit room. You feel a sense of responsibility, but also a sense of peace. The pressure of the day is gone. There's just the task at hand, clear and defined. As dawn approaches, the first hints of light appear on the horizon. The sky begins to change from black to a deep blue, then to purple and orange. The city slowly begins to wake up. The first wave of early morning commuters starts to appear. The energy begins to shift. Your watch is almost over. You complete your final checks, log your notes, and prepare for the handover to the morning shift. The office will soon be filled with the familiar sounds of the day. The phones will start ringing, the keyboards will start clattering, and the whirlwind will begin all over again. But you'll carry the quiet of the night with you. You have seen the other side. You have experienced that deep focus, that unique satisfaction, that silent connection to the world. And you know that tonight, when the sun sets again, the screens will light up, the status updates will begin their slow, steady march, and the quiet ballet will begin once more. These moments are a reminder that so much of the important work in the world happens behind the scenes, away from the spotlight. It's not always loud or fast. Sometimes it's quiet, patient, and deliberate. It's the steady hand guiding the ship, the focused mind solving the puzzle, the patient artist creating the magic. So next time you track a package and see its status update change in the middle of the night, or use a piece of software that works flawlessly, take a moment to think about the person on the other side of that screen. They might just be sitting in a quiet office, watching the world while it sleeps, finding their own rhythm in the stillness of the night. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this quiet moment with me. If this story resonated with you, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear about your own late night work experiences. Do not forget to like this video and subscribe for more stories from the unseen corners of our world. Until next time, take care. The first real snow of the season always changes things. It's beautiful, sure, casting this soft, quiet blanket over everything. But for some, that quiet is deceptive. It's the starting gun for the busiest, most demanding time of the year. I'm talking about the people who connect us, the ones who make sure our holiday wishes, our gifts, our heartfelt cards actually reach their destination. Our postal workers. Imagine this. It's still dark outside. The world is hushed under a fresh layer of snow, and your alarm goes off. Most of us might hit snooze, dreaming of a warm coffee. But for them, it's go time. The distribution center is already a hive of activity, a mountain range of packages and letters that seems to grow overnight. This isn't just mail, it's a million little stories. A child's drawing for Grammar, a surprise gift from a friend across the country, a letter that took weeks to write. Each one is a promise, and it's their job to deliver on those promises. They sort, they load, they plan their routes, like generals planning a campaign. But the map doesn't show you the icy patch on Mrs. Henderson's front steps, or the drift that's completely blocked off a side street. That's where experience and pure grit come in. Every day is a new puzzle, a new set of challenges to overcome. Have you ever stopped to think about the sheer volume? During the holidays, it's staggering. It feels like the entire country decides to send something to everyone else, all at once. And these workers, they handle Italiano. They lift, they carry, they walk 4 miles and miles, often in freezing temperatures. Their hands get numb, their backs ache. But they keep going, because they know what's inside those boxers. They know it's not just stuff, it's connection. It's love made tangible. We see them for a brief moment on our doorstep. A quick handoff, a polite nod, and they're on to the next house. We see the uniform, but do we see the person inside it? The one who has their own family waiting at home, their own holiday preparations to think about. They're out there, in the wind and the snow, making sure our holidays can happen. The vehicle they drive becomes their office, their sanctuary, their lunchroom. A thermos of hot coffee is a lifeline. A quick break to eat a sandwich is a moment of peace amidst the chaos. You see the calm focus in their eyes. It's not about rushing, it's about being steady, methodical, and safe. They've seen it all. From aggressive dogs, to blocked driveways, to addresses that seem to exist only in theory. And they handle it with a professionalism that is truly humbling. When the sun starts to set, casting long blue shadows on the snow, their day is far from over. The truck is empty, but the responsibility isn't. There's paperwork, and day sorting, and preparation for the next day. Because tomorrow, the mountain of mail will be there waiting for them all over again. They walk out of the post office long after most of us have settled in for the evening. The streetlights reflect off the icy pavement. They're tired. You can see it in the slump of their shoulders, the way they rub their eyes. But it's a specific kind of tired. It's the exhaustion that comes from a hard day's work, from a job well done. It's a quiet satisfaction. They didn't just deliver packages, they delivered joy. They delivered memories. They were the silent, steadfast link in a chain of human connection that stretches across towns, states, and even oceans. So this holiday season, when you see your mail carrier making their way up your snowy path, maybe take an extra second. A simple way of a genuine thank you, or even just clearing the ice from your steps can mean the world. It's a small acknowledgement of the incredible effort they put in and day out, to bring us all a little closer together. They are the unsung heroes of the holidays, navigating the winter chaos with a calm resolve that keeps the spirit of the season alive and moving. They're not just delivering mail, they're delivering the holidays, one stop at a time. And for that, we should all be incredibly grateful. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to show some appreciation for the people working hard in your community. Take care. For over 30 years, one sound has been a constant in American neighborhoods. The unmistakable rumble of the Grumman LLV, the iconic US Postal Service mail truck. You know, the one boxy right-hand drive, and probably seen better days. But have you ever stopped to think about the story behind these workhorses of the mail system? Today, we're taking a deep dive into the past, present, and future of the vehicles that bring you everything from birthday cards to your late-night online shopping sprees. Let's rewind to the 1980s. The USPS was using a fleet of Jeeps, which were getting old and inefficient. They needed something new, something built to last. So, they launched a competition to find the next great mail truck. TI Winner, a vehicle built by Grumman, an aerospace company famous for making fighter jets and the Apollo lunar module. Yes, the same company that helped put a man on the moon also built your mail truck. They called it the LLV, which stands for Long Life Vehicle. And long life it has had. The original plan was for them to last 24 years. Many are now pushing past 30, a true testament to their design. The LLV was revolutionary for its time. It had a lightweight aluminum body that resisted rust, and it was designed to be simple and easy to fix. The engine, transmission, and many other parts were sourced from the Chevy S10 pickup truck, making spare parts cheap and widely available. That right-hand drive, it's not just a quirky feature. It allows mail carriers to easily reach mailboxes without having to get out of the truck or lean across the passenger seat. It's all about efficiency. But these trucks are far from perfect. If you've ever talked to a mail carrier on a hot summer day, you know the biggest complaint? No air conditioning. That's right, zero AC. In states like Arizona or Florida, the inside of an LLV can reach over 120 degrees Fahrenheit. They also lack modern safety features like airbags and anti-lock brakes. Plus, their fuel economy is pretty terrible by today's standards, getting only about 10 miles per gallon. And as they've aged, they've become more prone to breakdowns and even catching fire, which has become a growing concern. The LLV has served its country well, but its time is clearly coming to an end. So, what's next? After a long and highly competitive bidding process, the USPS finally chose a successor. Meet the Next Generation Delivery Vehicle, or NGDV. It looks like something straight out of a futuristic cartoon, with its tall, friendly-looking design. Built by Oshkosh Defense, a company known for making heavy-duty military vehicles. The NGDV is a massive leap forward. First and foremost, it has air conditioning, a huge win for mail carriers everywhere. It also comes packed with modern safety tech, including 360-degree cameras, collision avoidance systems, and airbags. The new design isn't just about comfort and safety, it's also about capacity. With the boom in e-commerce, the USPS is delivering more packages than ever before. The LLV's small cargo space just can't keep up. The NGDV is much taller and has a significantly larger cargo area, designed specifically to handle the boxers and parcels that make up so much of today's mail. This means fewer trips back to the post office to reload, making routes more efficient. One of the most exciting aspects of the NGDV is its part. The USPS is rolling out a mix of both gasoline-powered and, for the first time, battery-electric versions. This is a huge step towards modernizing the fleet and reducing its environmental footprint. The electric models will not only be quieter and produce zero tailpipe emissions, but they'll also have lower maintenance and fuel costs over their lifetime. The plan is to strategically deploy the electric versions in climates and on routes where they'll be most effective. But here's the interesting part. While the trucks are changing dramatically, the routes they drive are largely the same ones that have been in place for decades. The mail must go on, rain or shine in a vintage LLV or a brand new NGDV. The job of a mail carrier remains one of the most essential services in the country. They navigate the same cul-de-sacs, the same downtown streets, and the same rural They face the same challenges, from barking dogs to icy sidewalks. The transition won't happen overnight. The USPS has over 200,000 vehicles in its fleet. It is going to take years to phase out all the old LLVs and replace them with the new NGDVs. So for the next few years, you'll likely see a mix of the old and the new making their rounds in your neighborhood. The familiar rumble of the old Grumman will share the road with the quiet hum of the new Oshkosh. It's a rolling museum of postal history, side by side with the future. Think about the sheer scale of this operation. Every day, these trucks and the people who drive them connect every single address in America. They are the final link in a massive logistical chain. The vehicle itself is just a tool, but it's a critical one. The evolution from the Jeep to the LLV, and now to the NGDV, mirrors the changing needs of our country. From a nation of letter writers to a nation of online shoppers, the USPS has had to adapt. This new truck represents more than just a new vehicle. It's an investment in the people who work for the Postal Service, giving them safer and more comfortable tools to do their jobs. It's an investment in efficiency, designed to handle the demands of modern logistics. And it's an investment in the future with a move towards electric power that will carry the USPS into the next generation. So, the next time you see a mail truck, whether it's the old, sputtering LLV or the sleek, new NGDV, take a moment to appreciate it. It's more than just a truck. It's a symbol of connection, a piece of American infrastructure that shows up at your door every day, a constant presence in an ever-changing world. The trucks may change, but the mission remains the same: to bind the nation together, one delivery at a time. What do you think of the new design? Will you miss the old LV? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this look at the vehicles of the US, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the everyday things we often overlook. See you in the next one. Have you ever stood on a quiet street late at night, watching the world settle down? There's a certain magic to it, isn't there? The houses are dark, the stars are out, and the only sound is the gentle hum of a street light. Tonight, that light is shining on a single, ordinary mailbox. It's seen better days, a little dented, the paint slightly faded. But to me, it's not just a box. It's a portal, a silent witness to countless stories. Just a moment ago, a USPS truck pulled away from this very spot. Its red and white stripes faded into the darkness, leaving a sense of finality in the air. We see these trucks every day, so familiar they become part of the background. We rarely think about the journeys they represent, the messages they carry, or the people behind the wheel who connect us in ways we often take for granted. That driver, heading off into the night, is the last link in a chain that stretches across miles, maybe even across oceans. Inside that truck, nestled among thousands of other pieces of mail, is a letter I just sent. It's a simple piece of paper, folded neatly, sealed in an envelope, but it holds so much more than ink on a page. It carries hopes, fears, and a piece of my heart. Sending it felt like releasing a breath I didn't know I was holding. Now, it's out of my hands, on its way. All I can do is trust the journey. This mailbox, under this lone streetlight, has seen it all. It's held birthday cards filled with joy and handwritten It's held acceptance letters that changed the course of someone's life, sparking celebrations that echoed down this very street. It's also held rejection letters, final notices, and sympathy cards. Their weight felt even before the envelopes were opened. Each piece of mail is a chapter in someone's life, and this humble box is the gatekeeper. Think about the last time you received a personal letter. Not a bill or a piece of junk mail, but a real letter. Remember the feeling of seeing your name written in a familiar hand? The slight tear as you opened the seal. In our world of instant messages and emails, there's something undeniably special, something tangible and real about a letter. It's a physical piece of someone's time and effort. They sat down, they thought of you, and they wrote. That's what's so powerful about this moment. The quiet street, the retreating truck, this solitary mailbox. It's a reminder that even in our fast-paced digital age, some of the most profound connections are still made through simple, traditional means. A letter travels. It has a physical presence. It crosses thresholds, from the hand of the sender to the mailbox of the recipient, carrying with it a silent promise of connection. I wonder about the other letters in that truck tonight. Is there a love letter, written with a nervous hand, filled with words someone has been waiting a lifetime to hear? Is there a note from a parent to a child who's far from home, a little piece of comfort traveling through the dark? Or maybe a postcard from a distant land, a snapshot of an adventure shared with a friend. Each one is a universe of its own, a story waiting to unfold. The Postal Service itself is a marvel, an intricate web of people, vehicles, and sorting centers, all working in concert to make sure these stories reach their destination. It's an institution built on trust. We seal our thoughts, our business, our lives into these little paper packages and hand them over, confident that they will be cared for. That driver disappearing down the road is part of a legacy that's centuries old, a legacy of connecting people. Standing iriai, feel a strange sense of peace. The world is asleep, but something important is in motion. My letter is starting its journey, and so are countless others. It's a quiet, unseen river of communication flowing through the veins of the country. And it all starts here, at unassuming mailboxes, just like this one, on quiet suburban streets. All over the world, there's a vulnerability in sending a letter. You can't unsend it. You can't edit it once. It's in the box. You just have to wait. That waiting period is a space for reflection, for hope, for a little bit of anxiety. It's a uniquely human experience. Will it be received well? Will it arrive on time? Will it make the difference you hope it will? This scene also makes me think about the stories that are never sent, the letters written but never mailed, tucked away in a drawer, the words left unsaid, the feelings left unexpressed. How many of us have drafted a message, a confession, an apology, only to lose our nerve at the last moment? This mailbox is a symbol of taking that leap, of bridging the distance, not just in miles, but in emotion. As the night gets deeper, the hum of the streetlight seems to get a little louder, the only sound in the stillness. It's a spotlight on this small, significant stage. The truck is long gone now, its engine noise replaced by the chirp of a distant cricket. My part in the story is done. Now, it's up to the system, to the journey, to the person on the other end. And that's a beautiful thing to trust in. It's a belief in connection, in the idea that our words matter, that reaching out is always worth it. Whether it's a grand declaration or a simple thinking of you, the act of sending it out into the world is an act of hope. Maybe this is a sign. Maybe we should all write more letters. Not because we have to, but because we want to slow down for a moment, to put our thoughts onto paper, to create something physical that can be held and cherished, to send a small piece of ourselves across the distance, a tangible reminder that someone, somewhere, is thinking of us. Imagine the smile on a friend's face when they find an unexpected letter from you among their bills. Imagine the comfort a family member feels reading your words when they're feeling lonely. These small acts of connection are what build the foundation of our relationships. They are the threads that weave the fabric of our lives together. So next time you see a mailbox, take a moment to really look at it. Think about the journeys that begin and end there every single day. Think about the human stories sealed inside those envelopes. And maybe, just maybe, think about a letter you could write. Someone out there might be waiting to hear from you. It doesn't have to be perfect or poetic. It just has to be from you. As for me, I'm going to head inside now. The street is quiet again, the mailbox standing its post, ready for tomorrow. My letter is on its way, a little vessel of hope sailing through the night. And that's a comforting thought. Thanks for being here with me tonight, sharing this quiet moment. Don't forget to reach out to the people you care about. Until next time, take care and keep connecting.